So why the Russell is probably one of the main markets or the main indices that I am keeping an eye on, because it could be one of those, when you go through the markets, right? You look through the markets and you have these gems, right? That's what trading's about, right? Trading's about scanning, doing analysis, going down, looking at the markets and seeing what's happening. And every now and then you come across these gems of positions, gems of trades that we can get into, right? And that's what trading's all about. And the reason why I'm doing this video for you is because there is something, when it comes down to all the indices of the markets here, there is something really interesting happening when it comes to this. And so I'll talk about this here, but firstly I'll talk about the Russell here, but the financial sector did the exact same thing that the Russell's doing right now, and then what came, right? So what trading is all about for me is I am always looking for what could be the thing that makes the next big move, right? Because that's what we're after, right? We're not after, because if you think about markets as a context of how markets work, right? They make moves and then they make corrections. They make moves, right? We understand that on a fundamental level, even without looking at a chart, right? So if we understand that, what should we be scanning the markets for? A, markets that's already made a big move. So, let's try to jump on the moves that's already happened. Or B, let's try and find opportunities that haven't made a big move and that could be now making a big move, right? B, right? We want to be able to find something. We want to be able to find those pockets of the markets that's now likely to be the next market to make the big move, right? So we don't want to be jumping on things that's already made a big move. You've missed out. Bitcoin, you've missed out. Stock market, you've missed out, right? There's some people say, John, you're an idiot. You don't know what you're talking about. There's more upside to come. I'm talking about on an overall basis, right? If you want to, what I'm all about with myself, guys, is this. I'm trying to find opportunities that I can be in for a month, 2 months, 3 months, and try to capitalize on a really big move out of that one position, right? So that's what I'm all about. I'm all about going down the path of let's actually find those pockets of trade, right? So that's what, again, that's the nature of what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for, John, I'm looking for the market that go up today, right? Don't do that, okay? Don't be trading in a way where you're trying to make money today, right? I'm getting in today and getting out today, yes, the market went up today and I bought it and I made, no. If you want to make a big profit, guess what? Big profits come from big moves, and big moves take time, right? They just take time. Now, what would you rather do? Would you rather trade 20 times in a couple of months, getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, stop losses, or would you rather find a handful of trades, say 5 trades in a couple of months, and maybe 1 or 2 of those make really big moves? Which one is going to be less stressful? Which one's going to make you more money? And which one's going to give you that confidence to keep trading the way you're doing, right? Obviously, is it scenario B? I don't know, right? So that's what we want to do, right? We want to focus on that there. So the reason why I'm so big on the Russell right now is, check this out. So if I look at all the indices, I'll look at this here. This is the Dow Jones. Look at this here. I was just doing some analysis today myself, and isn't it amazing to see this resistance line and where the Dow Jones actually stopped from there? So probably means nothing, but it's just really, really interesting to see that through there. So if I go through, this is the Dow Jones, right? The Dow Jones has already started to make a nice move. It doesn't mean that there's not more upside to come, right? But we've already started to make this move up. If we go to the NASDAQ, right? The NASDAQ, this is the NASDAQ 100, right? NASDAQ 100. You can see we've already been making a really nice move to the upside. We've actually had a bit of a pullback through here, right? So that's what we're seeing through there when it comes to even the NASDAQ. We've had this nice move up. It doesn't mean we can't continue up, and it doesn't mean that I won't be looking for more of shorter term opportunities, which I do. right? My ideal situation is to get into a trade and hold it for a few months and make a big profit, especially when you start to overlay things like options, where you can start to pick up 2, 3, 4, 500% return on a position. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. But I also do have trades where I'm going to be in it for maybe a few days to a week or so, right? In, out. There's short-term opportunities. But that's the way that I personally trade when it comes to my trading, okay? And that's what I'm looking for from there. So if I look at that from the NASDAQ, we've already made this nice move up. If I look at this from this is the NASDAQ composite now, and you can see, I've been just drawing a lot of trend lines here and seeing what's been happening here. And it's interesting to see, we've already had this really nice move to the upside, which it does sort of get me worried about how much of a move these markets have actually had. Because I was going through the markets now for the last hour or so, just doing my scanning and going through the markets. Markets are closed, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to be being proactive and getting ready. And I'm in 2 amazing trades right now myself, and there's about 5 or 6 stocks out of the top 1,000 that are absolutely beautiful setups. I just need my confirmation candle, right? Because that's the way that I trade. The reason why my trading is so successful is because there's no guessing for me. I have my setup and then have the exact entry candle I'm looking to get in on to now take that to the next level, right? That next trade up. So, we can see what's happening here with the NASDAQ, right? But S&P 500, you can see S&P 500 has already what? Already made a really nice move to the upside, right? Really nice move up through there. So if I'm looking at these markets, I'm like, okay, these already made a big moves. But then I look at the Russell, right? And then I look at the Russell here, I'm like, the Russell hasn't made a big move, not just yet, right? We've had this little upside here, but we haven't made it yet. And this is where guys, like for me, remember, what trading is all about is we're trying to find the markets what is the next market that's likely to make a big move? Because that's what we want to be in on that big move, right? We don't want to be getting in after the move, which unfortunately a lot of traders do because they don't understand the psychology of markets operation, which simply just means that you see how markets fluctuate, right? They go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. And unfortunately, when the market goes up, it's likely to go down for a little bit of pullback, bit of correction. And then when the market goes up like that, that's when everyone starts to pile in, especially people that don't know what they're doing. And then the market corrects, and then that's when just understanding the psychology of how these things operate just gives you such a much better chance. Now, what does that simply mean? If you're looking to buy something, don't buy something when it's already made a big move. Buy something that's in a good strong trend and it's having a bit of a correction, right? And then you start to go down that path. So we can see this through here, right? Check this out. This is the Russell here. So the Russell right now, you can see what's happening through here, right? We're at this nice level. There was this nice sort of, look at this here. Back here, right? We had all this resistance back here, okay? Resistance. It broke up, it came back down, and then now it found a lot of support level through there. Right, see all that support level through there? And then we started to make a move up. Now check this out. This is where it gets really, really awesome here, right? If I bring up the XLF, right? Look at this. This looks pretty cool, right? Now, doesn't mean it's gonna happen, right? Doesn't mean that it's gonna happen, but it's similar patterns, right? What is that similar patterns? Similar patterns simply means this. In the past, we had a few levels of resistance here. It came down, it actually had 1, 2, 3, almost 4 bounces, and then we started the move. We broke above the high, and then we had the big move, right? So see that through there. By the way, this here is also a good 50% retracement as well too. 50% retracement, and then away we go, right? So that's what we're seeing through there when it comes to the context of what happened here, right? But again, similar patterns cause similar, there's nothing new under the sun, right guys? Like, and once you start to see what makes successful traders successful is they just focus on the patterns that's likely to do really well, right? And they focus on the system and so on and so forth. It's not about being lucky, right? So we see that through there, but if I go back to the IWM now, and bring it back to here, check this out, right? So what has happened through here? We had what? We had all this resistance through here. Then we had all this level of support. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of support, and we broke up, and we're now at this high up here. We haven't broken above this level yet. So that tells me that one of the reasons why I've been really focused on the Russell, right? And I've been saying King Russell for all of 2024. King Russell, baby, King Russell, baby, right? King Russell, baby. By the way, I had a really nice successful trade. I made about 85% return on my Russell trade last year. So pretty good, right? Pretty good. Wasn't exactly what I was looking for, but what I am looking for is I'm looking for that break, because I do believe the one that hasn't, the one indice, right? Remember, we want, what did I start off with this video with? We want to look for markets that's likely to make the next big move, right? Unfortunately, a lot of people, they're focusing on the markets that's already made a big move. You're too late. You're now focusing on the markets that everyone else is focusing on. And guess what? You're probably going to do what most people do. And what do most people do in the markets? Lose money. So I'm not going to go down that same path. What am I going to do? I'm going to go look for those pockets like all. And also, guys, one thing that I like is I look for those markets that no one likes, right? That everyone's like, people, especially with the Russell, people are like so frustrated with the Russell. It's like, oh, it's done nothing and right? And oh, nothing, oh, whatever, and then all that sort of stuff. So that's what I wanted to share with you in this video here today, guys. For me, it's jumping in. This could be the market that makes the next big move.